All right, welcome back, Mr. Music's YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you get a chance to get updates on when new videos come out, and I will be adding additional grade levels eventually. At some point, I'm hoping to get a lot of grade levels done this summer. So as fourth graders move up to fifth grade, I'm planning on having videos available for fifth grade, for the fifth grade math, and for sixth grade math, and eventually working back towards third grade as well. All right, well, let's get started. Number one, write the total amount of money shown as a fraction in terms of a dollar. So we want the total amount, so we know we're going to be adding all this money, and we want to write it or show it as a fraction in terms of a dollar. So in terms of a dollar, if we're writing a fraction, how many parts are there that make up a whole dollar? Well, to get a whole dollar, we have 100 pennies. So that's our denominator, 100 parts to get a dollar. Now, let's look at our coins that we have here. We have 25 cents. We have 5 cents, which again, that's equal to 5 pennies or 5 hundredths. We have a dime. That's worth 10 cents. We have 3 pennies. That's worth 1 hundredth, right? So we put the 1 in the hundredth spot. A 1 in the hundredth spot. Okay, and now we add these up. 25 plus 5 is 30. Plus 10 is 40. Plus 3 more cents would be 43 cents out of a dollar. So 43 out of 100. Okay, number 2. Crystal has 81 hundredths of a dollar. What could be the coins Crystal has? So now it's basically the opposite of question number 1. This time they gave us that answer of 81 hundredths, right, which you see here. They gave us the fraction part, but they didn't give us the coins, this part here. So we got to figure out what coins could we put together that would equal 81 cents. So let's go ahead and just start getting some coins out. I usually want to start with bigger coins because that'll get me to my 81 cents faster. So I'm going to start with a quarter. So if I have a quarter, that's 25 cents. Still need more because I got to get up to 81 cents. So let's get another quarter. 2 quarters would be 50 cents. Still need to go higher, though. I need to get to 81 cents. Let's get another quarter. 3 quarters would be 75 cents. Now I'm getting close to 81 cents. Do I want to get another quarter? Well, I have 75 cents. I need to get to 81. If I get another quarter, I'm obviously going to go over too much. So what about if I get a dime? I have 75 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents. That would get me to 85 cents. So that's too big. So I don't want a dime. So what about a nickel? So I have, again, 75 cents. If I get a nickel's worth 5 cents. That's going to be 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry my 1, 8. 80 cents. So that'll work. I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I haven't gone over. So I'm going to get a nickel. And then I have 80 cents. I want to get to 81, so I need a penny, which is worth just 1 cent, right? 1/100th of a dollar. And that would get me to my 81 cents. Okay, so now 3 quarters, comma, 1 nickel, and 1 penny. Those are the coins that I would have. Okay, or that's one way anyways. There's more than one way more than one correct answer. But that could be one possible way I could get 81 cents. I could also get 8 dimes and 1 penny, because 8 dimes would be 80 cents. 1 penny would be that additional 1 cent, so that'd be 81 cents. A lot of different ways I could do it. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Joel gives 1/3 of his baseball cards to his sister. Write a fraction that is equivalent to 1/3. So this is review. 1/3, if we want a fraction that is equal to 1/3, we talked about any time we take any number, a whole number or a fraction like 1/3, and we multiply it by 1, we get a number that's equal to the number we started with. Okay. Now, since we know this rule, we can also take 1/3. Now, we don't want to write the exact same fraction. 1/3 times 1 would be just 1/3 again. But we do want to write a fraction that's equal to 1/3. So I need to write a fraction that is equal to 1 to make it still be equivalent, meaning I'm not changing the value. So all I have to do is times 1/3 by any fraction that is equal to 1. And we learned earlier that anytime you have the numerator and the denominator the same, like 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, 100/100, as long as you have the same numerator and denominator, that is equal to 1 whole. So when I take 1/3 and times it by 5/5, it's like I'm multiplying it by 1, so I'm not actually changing the value of the fraction. I'm just changing how many parts it's broken up into. So now I just multiply straight across. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So 5/15 would be equivalent. Okay, number 4. Penelope bakes pretzels. She salts 3/8 of the pretzels. Write a fraction that is equivalent to 3/8. So I'm going to let you use the same strategy that we used for number 3 to solve that one on your own. So you're going to do 3/8 times some fraction that's equal to 1, and that's going to give you a fraction that's equivalent. Remember, the numerator and the denominator have to be the same. All right, going on to number 5. What decimal is shown by the shaded area in the model? Well, we have a 10 by 10 here, so that means we have 100 total. We have one of those 100 shaded, but we want to write that as a decimal. So if we have 100th, remember our place value. We have the ones place. We don't have any whole ones. Then a decimal. How many tenths do we have? How many rows of 10 do we have filled? We don't have any rows of 10 filled, so we have 0 tenths. And then how many hundredths do we have? We have 100th. So 0.01 or 100th. That's how we would write it as a decimal. Okay, number 6. Mr. Guzman has 100 cows on his dairy farm. Of the cows, 57 are Holstein. What decimal represents the portion of cows that are Holstein? Okay, so again, he has 100 total cows. We always have the part over the whole or the part over the total. So he has 100 total cows. The part that we're talking about is 57 Holstein. That's the fraction. And then I want to write that fraction as a decimal. So again, I use my place value. How many ones do we have? We don't have any whole numbers out front, so 0 in the ones place. Then my decimal. How many tenths do we have? So if we're looking at 57 as tenths and hundredths, we have 5 in the tenths place, and then the 7 in the hundredths place for a total of 57 hundredths. 57 hundredths. Okay. All right, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, get those updates, and hopefully I'll have those videos available as you move through the grades as well. So stay tuned.